Hi, this is Neil Rose, the CEO of My Next Fix and Flip, and we're going to talk today about raising private money. I know I get asked all the time about how to do that, as you know, people are looking for deals, number one, and money, number two, to complete those deals. I know a lot of people ask me, hey, how do you raise private money? A lot of people try the wholesaling route. And I always ask them, well, are you wholesaling because you want to, or you just don't have the money for a flip? And most of the time, the answer is they don't have the money for a flip. And so what I teach people is how I've come up with millions of dollars over the years from private money to do my real estate transactions. And I started with no capital of my own. Just read the books Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and, kind of went from there. And so I've got some tips for you today, and if you like this video and you want some more information, I'll have my contact info in the bottom, and we'd love a like and subscribe. So in raising private capital, one of the biggest thing is to market what you're doing, and there's certain places you can do that. You can obviously do that on Facebook and join real estate groups. You can go to, sites such as Bigger Pockets or Connected Investors, and you can talk to people and ask them, find out what they're doing if they're doing flips. But a lot of people aren't quite sure, even if you get that far, how do you get someone to lend you a couple $100,000 or a few $100,000 for a home? So, number one is learning how to find deals. And that sort of connects with finding private money. If you've ever heard the saying, if you have a deal, the deal will find the money. Well, that's absolutely true, and I can attest to that. So one of the things I focused on long ago was how can I find deals, and how can I become maybe not a master, but how can I educate myself on how to find more deals than maybe the normal person would? And so a lot of it just comes down to marketing and, those types of things. But that's a different video for a different time. The key is that if you have a deal and you bring it to an investor, you post it and say, hey, I've got this deal. I'm looking for somebody to work with. Now, if you want to wholesale it, obviously you could wholesale it at that point. But if you are looking to have somebody partner with you on it, the best thing to do is say, look, here's the purchase price, here's the rehab amount, here's the ARV, after repair value. And so this is how much it looks like we're going to be able to make. There's different apps you can use to send a presentation to an investor. Bigger Pockets has some apps that do that. So there's different, and you can search different apps through Google and whatnot that you can get on your phone. And if you send a presentation to people and they can look at it and you say, great, the more you have lined up and the more things you take away from them having to worry about, such as having a contractor lined up who can do the job, having an appraisal done on the property for as is and after repair value looks really good in an investor's eyes. If you have a home inspection done, now those are going to cost a little money, but if you present that to investors, as long as the numbers are legitimate and the after repair value is correct, that's why the appraisal is huge, along with the rehab. If those two numbers are correct and you just do the numbers backward, then you'll know how much profit is in the deal. And you can go to the investor and say, look, I'll bring the deal, I'll manage the rehab, and we can split the profits 50-50, or however you decide to split it up. Maybe you've got some cash and you can throw in the rehab money. However that works, you're able to do that. Now, if you would rather find money first as opposed to finding deals first, there's a couple of ways that you can do that. One, you can find a wholesaler to work with and say, hey, listen, if I market your properties, can I, send them out to my list and see if someone wants to buy them? And so you can do that. And when you send them out, again, what you say is, hey, listen, I'm looking for someone who wants to partner with me on doing a flip. And again, you're going to have to bring something to the table if they're bringing the money. So although you have a deal and that's great, the rehab still needs to get done. You have to verify that the rehab number is correct, and the after repair value, of course, has to be correct. And so if you line those things up and you can manage and get the rehab done, it takes a lot off the investor's plate, and a lot of investors really like that. Especially if it's a local property to you, then you could go by there every day or two. You can check on it, send the investors pictures and updates, and that'll make them feel very comfortable with what's going on. So a lot of this comes down to having a property to send out. So whether you have your own properties and your own marketing strategy, or if you don't have anything and you're literally just starting from scratch, make some connections with some wholesalers and just pick one. Find one that you like and then market their properties. And I'm not talking about if they're selling it for $200,000, you market it for $220 or anything like that. If they're marketing it for $200, my suggestion is you market it for $200. If someone happens to buy it, that's fine. Say, hey, can you give me a little fee, if whatever? And sometimes they give you $500 or $1,000 or whatever. But the reason you're doing it is not to wholesale the property. The reason you're doing it is to find people who would JV with you on a property. Now, they may not JV on that one because you may have to go back to them and say, hey, this property's sold, but at that time, whoever contacted you on that property and say, hey, I'd be open to doing a joint venture. Now you have the opportunity to go out and find properties, whether it be from a wholesaler or marketing or things like that, that you already have a buyer lined up. You have a partner lined up, ready to go. You can discuss terms. Now all you have to do is find a property. And so that's one of the things that we help with. We've got millions of dollars that, investors have in deals with us now or with their clients. And as soon as deals close, they're looking to put money into more projects. And so we can help you with private money. We can also help you with finding deals, which is another thing we spend a lot of time doing as well. So if this information was helpful to you, please leave a like, and that'd be great. And subscribe would be even better. And go ahead and reach out to us. Our information's in the, down below. And we'd love to chat with you and see if we could help you in your real estate investing career. And thanks for listening.